Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's me, Paddy from across the shuck, and I have got a very exciting video. But firstly, would you go get a cup of tea? Because this is not going to be a quick one. I can guarantee it. Probably about half an hour, but I'm going to enjoy every minute of it, and I hope you do too. Maybe you can share in some of my pride of ownership. Now, there's two knives down here. This one is mine, and this one is my friend Justin's, who does the podcast with me. If you don't follow the podcast, please do. We usually do one a fortnight or something like that. It just depends on Justin's work life. So these were made by, as you all know, I mention them all the time, and I know everybody wants one, but it's just not going to happen. Everybody's got the same chance. You just have to go and wait. Like I've always said, this is an Ashley Harrison custom knife. He's made a couple of these before, but very, very few. This is called the Native, and this is Paddy's new one. This is a design I have wanted for such a long time, and I asked Ashley, would he do it? This is what I give Ashley because I trust him. I just said, Ashley, would you make me a big fat spear? The rest of it I will leave up to you. You decide what handle. I would love it in a dark wood. Whatever you've got on hand will do. And I'll just show you very shortly what this knife is. But I'm going to put this up here because this one has got to go back to Justin today. He doesn't want to spend the whole day without it, so he's going to pick it up tonight. So I'm just going to show you Justin's knife. Again, this is a pattern that Justin had seen. Ashley had done a couple for customers about a year ago, and Justin had wanted one of these just for such a long. He loved this shape. It wasn't a shape that I was particularly fond of, but like everything else, you see, when you get them in hand, it just makes such a difference. And I suppose that's the joy of being able to get things in hand. But a lot of the things, a lot of the time, when I've got to know, I've had quite a few of Ashley knives. We've been very fortunate, and what I do know is that I trust him, and that's a huge thing to do with a custom maker. To me, it says everything about a custom. When you like, I gave him a very little brief for this, and honestly, he just knocked it so far out of the park. It wasn't even a ball game. But this one again, in hand, I just can't tell you how comfortable, how just different it feels than a lot of other knives out there. It's like a pistol grip. You can see that there. It's like a pistol grip knife. And without further ado, I shall show you the knife. Listen to that opening. I love Ashley's Maker's Mark. There we go. It's A, and this is the big W for Arthur Wright and Sons. But it just is a stunning stamp. I love that, and so well done. Look at that blade shape. Isn't that lovely? What is that? I would say that's a modified sheep's foot, because you have this lovely belly and the sheep foot blade here. And it's not a reverse tanto. I don't believe it is. I'm going to call it a sheep's foot. Reverse tanto's different looking. Because this is straight right along here, and then it's just a drop down. So sheep's foot with a belly, modified sheep's foot. That's what I'm going to call it. And in fact, I think that's what Justin calls it as well. But, oh, it is beautiful. It is about I'm going to do measurements and all in these today, which I don't normally do, but I just feel as if this warrants it. So I'm going to do this. Let's see what this is. It's about 2.75 mil. Let me just get it up here. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Zero. Let me get this zero. Sorry. There, 2.85 mil. Really beautiful. Just for this is a proper big work knife. This is 4.25 inch handle, which is a good size. But isn't that just beautiful? It really is. And it's a hollow grind. It doesn't come down to a stupidly thin edge, but my God, it's a real slicing machine. Absolutely. It's in ebony, the same as mine. Now, what I will do, I'll show you the difference. And I think you could probably even see this on the camera. Justin's is a very dark ivory compared to mine. Mine's a little bit more of the browner, the dark brown wood in it, but you can actually see the difference. Just two beautiful pieces of ebony. When you can get ebony on your knife, you're there. His has that lovely rat tails bolster there. Beautiful, good big kick on it. Not any sort of, listen to that. It is just beautiful. Beautiful. And you can pinch it open. There's no nail nicks in this. It's just a pinch open knife. Locks open so securely. And in hand, oh my goodness, it just tucks in your hand. Lovely high ricasso again, so you can sneak right up. Not that that's ever going to close on you. I can't see anything that would make that close on you, unless stupidity is probably the only thing. But a beautiful, and with this pistol grip, it points the knife forward. But it's very easy to change. If you change your hand this way and just tuck your hand there and put your hand, it's perfect for doing. So just the movement on your hand, holding it in that pistol grip and then changing to the pinch grip, put that there, perfect. Beautifully designed knife, absolutely stunning. And I want to thank Justin. Now, on one of my knives before, Ashley's father does this. This is tracing. This is done with a hammer and chisel, freehand, all the way up the back of the spine. Now, I don't know whether Ashley has done this. I have a feeling it might be Ashley that's done this one this time. And it is stunning. It just adds another dimension to a knife. It is beautiful. Just traced freehand with a hammer and chisel. I just think that's such a talent. And again, the join up here, everything about this knife is a proper big work knife. I love it. Absolutely love it. But I'm going to get on to my just look. There's no difference. Justin loves this as much as I love this. There's no difference in these knives at all. It's just that's his, and this is mine. And I wanted to have them both together for pictures, if nothing else. Mine has the nail nick. Mine is on the trapper pattern of a handle. You can see that it comes down. There's a swell in the center and swells out to a lovely wide handle at the back. This is 4 inches long rather than the 4 1/4 that that one is. Oh, just now, let me get you a close look at that. Look at that for a blade shape. That is a proper spay. A proper spay. It's a completely flat here, about halfway along. You have a point here, which will get you into anything. Again, I think mine in the spine is maybe a little bit thicker. Let me just clear zero this. And yeah, mine's 3mm. There we are, you can see that. It's 3mm. A little bit thicker, but again, perfect. It's the same thickness as the Jack Wolf knife, and this is a hollow grind as well, same as a Jack Wolf knife. But I just love this little rhino horn. The way he has done that swedge there, and it is perfectly symmetrical. It is beautiful. I love that little rhino spay there. It's just beautiful. Really, really nice hand. This one is, they're both under 3 inch cutting edge, which is perfectly UK legal, which I just, I am going to carry this knife an awful lot. It really is going to get carried and used. This is not one that I'm going to sit in the pack. It's not an abalone or a fancy blade steel. This is just, it's O1 tool steel. They're both O1 tool steel, which is what Ashley's preferred steel is for doing his customs. A fantastic blade steel for a pocket knife. It's just all you'll ever need. All you'll ever need. Now, this is from Ashley, and this came with a really nice edge on it. Beautiful, beautiful edge on it. Now, I'd maybe strop it a wee bit because, again, it's just an edge from a factory. And from a knife maker, so I'll probably put a nice edge on it. I'll maybe drop it back a little bit just for me, because most of my use is slicing, so I don't mind a thin blade. I don't ever really do any heavy work anymore, and if I'm going to do it, I'll take a different knife. Do you know what I mean? But I do want to use this, and I want to get patina on it. I want to see what it's like going through a steak, going through an apple, whatever. I just love this. The pins are absolutely perfect. There is nothing. You can feel nothing. Between the bolster, it is just And look at this. This is what I always look at too. Is this completely symmetrical on both sides? It is. Look at that back spring. It is just stunning. It really is. The mating up of the blade and the spring. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the way he terminates. It's just perfectly across the back there. It's up high so that when the blade sits down on this, there's no way you can get anywhere near the back of that. And I mean, it's a few millimeters underneath it, but you can't get your hand anywhere near it. It is perfect. And again, what I'm like to say, there's a difference between a custom and a knife that's just made on the factory floor and, sort of automated, is that if you hunted long enough, you could find probably little imperfections because this is made by hand. He grinds his blade by hand. And look at the striations. Look at the blade. It's very hard to get this on camera. But you can see all the grind lines, but they're very fine. He does it on a belt, and I'm not sure what way he does a hollow grind, but it's just gorgeous. In hand, the weight of these knives, let me just give you a little weight on them. Let me get this off the top of it because that will make it so much easier to do. There we go. I'm actually shaking because I'm still excited. I got this yesterday and I'm still genuinely just bouncing for it. So let's close her up and we'll get it on and we'll get a nice even weight on it. 3 ounces, 3.5, but 3 ounces. Absolutely fantastic for the size of knife. 3.1 for Justin's, 3.1. And for the size of knife, that is just fantastic. I'm just going to do the overall length. That's just over 3 1/4, 4, yeah, 3 1/4. God, I can't get it. And that one's, sorry, what am I doing? That one's 4 1/4, just over 4 1/4. And this one is literally 4 inches. Just perfect length for knives. Absolutely love it. So, would I order one of these ones? Do you know, I don't think this is because Justin has it and I've seen it every time that I want to get or I get a chance to get another Ashley. I'm going to try now and just go for something different. So I have all the basic knives from Ashley. I have a nice collection, and I just want to let him loose. When I see another one or another, even if it's just a handle change or whatever, but I have a couple of blade shapes that I really want him to have a go at. And I just want to leave them to him like this. He's a master. I'm not. I'm just a little knife. He'll pick the right blade, the right handle to go with it, the depth, the thickness of the blade. I trust him completely. I mean, there is one pattern, I'm not going to say it out loud, that I really genuinely want. And I think whenever I build up that want again for another Ashley Harrison, I'm going to put this proposition to him and let him have a go at it for me, because this has turned out way beyond. I couldn't have designed anything like this. It's not the handle I would have chosen, but yet it's perfect. The blade, it's better than I could have imagined. The simple addition of this swedge and that sort of sharp angle here is stunning, softened by the swedge, but it makes it really stand out. Look at that. I just think it's genius. That little tiny swedge there, but the way it was done with a straight angle here down, it's just delicious. The nail nick is beautiful. I like that big, thick half moon nail nick that he puts in his knives, but I don't need it because, I mean, I literally can pull it straight out. It doesn't. This has a bigger. You can see that. Look at the swedge on the top of Justin's as well. Although it's completely different than mine. There you are. You can see that. Look at the size of my tiny little one and Justin's huge big one up here. But it sets the blades. It just sets it completely apart from other knives out there. And of course, Justin has that beautiful file work. So I'm glad he got that. I got it on my abalone one, and Michael's father done mine. So, but I think this is Ashley. I just think it's really nice. Anyway, let's get back to this. The ebony, mine's a little bit browner than Justin's. You can see that in the light. It doesn't look jet black, whereas Justin's is more of a black. It's not in real life. You can see the hues of the brown going through that. But this one is just, and I love the small bolsters that he puts on his knives. Now, Justin got a bigger bolster on his with that rat tail. I mean, Justin's is really fancy, you know, compared to this. But this to me is just a perfect work knife. A perfect. And how many people am I going to go out in the street and meet, even at a knife meet, that's going to have a blade like that? Nobody, because this has just been done by a custom knife maker, and it's what his eye seen. And I'm getting the pleasure of carrying this for life. Because these knives from Ashley, they're ones that you're going to hand down to people you love. I mean, this will last a lifetime, genuinely. Just the feel in the hand. Do you know, I didn't do the width of the handles. Let's just have a wee quick look. Zero that. And put that on the widest part there. It's about, it can't be. Hang on, let me just change this here. I'm going to put this to inches. I don't mind doing the millimeters in the blade because it is easier to get a... So this is a half inch thick, which is the same as most of your modern knives out there. They're half an inch thick. This in the hand is just, and it's curved. You can see that it's been halved down, so you've got a lovely curve, so it sits comfortably in the hand. None of these edges are sharp. This is where sometimes you get the sharp edges in the more modern knife, but there's nothing. Everything in this is just chamfered beautifully. Absolutely stunning. It's hafted to perfection. Perfection. And I'm so looking forward to putting this to use, more than any knife I think I've ever had. But I just want to show you some examples. I love a fat spear, and one of my favorite knives in my collection, you know, so far is the Jack Wolf knife. This is the K9 Jack with a fat spear. Now look at that. This is even deeper at the widest part. Thinner, actually, a little bit, not that, yeah, maybe it's a little bit thinner. But look at the difference in the blade shape in the end. This little swedge and the straight cut down to make it a spy blade. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. They're both just under 3 inches cutting edge, because that's UK legal. But if I put this up against this, you can see this is a little bit bigger than the Jack Wolf knife. But that's where my inspiration for me was, a fat spear, which I love. Here's another fat spear that he does. This is the Teardrop Jack. And I'm going to bring this down. Again, they're both just under 3 inches cutting edge. Look at the difference. I love this big deep groove now, I have to say. But neither of these, you need them. This is just Ben's example of it. But that fat spear again, just to die for. To die for. To die. So I am getting some collection of fancy pants knives. I honestly, there's sometimes in life you feel blessed. I feel blessed. I just seem to be able to, at the minute I'm getting knives that are dream knives to most people. And I've got so many of them, it's just a joy. Lucky boy, and very happy to have this to add into my collection of Ashley's. So happy for Justin that he had wanted this he's been waiting so long and wanted this one. And he adores it. If you'd have seen the two of us last night before the podcast, we were oohing and ahhing at each other's knives and measuring them up and just holding them. It's just, so there you go. Two really unusual shaped knives. This native by Ashley, this fat spear by Ashley. Two stunning blades. And I hope you agree. I hope you like this sort of, maybe more in depth at giving you sizes and whatever, but they're just for 3-ounce knives. I mean, they're so well made. There's none of this lightning holes or anything inside. That's brass. This is wood. And to get it at 3 ounces, I just think that's fantastic. I'll carry this in a slip. Justin has already picked his slip for this. He likes these magnetic clips, and that's what he carries his in. Look, it's like a holster, a gun sitting in a holster. It is beautiful. Really suits him. I like the slip, but I'm not keen on this bit. I tend not to use. I've got a couple of them, but I haven't used them much at all. I just use, this is a HSEDC, a leather worker here in the UK, makes beautiful work. I love this, but the big wide bottom here makes it sit straight up in your pocket more rather than flopping over. Oh, listen to that noise. I mean, we know Jack Wolf knives makes a lovely noise. It's beautiful. This is solid. Oh, it really is. Every bit as nice as my Jack Wolf knives. But this goes in this slip, covers it completely, perfect in your pocket, and it tends to stand up because of the wide bottom on it. So that's what I like, and that's what Justin likes. So I'll leave you with that, folks. Thank you so much. A huge thank you to Ashley Harrison, both from Justin and myself. He's just excelled himself. I believe this is two, I don't know whether they're unique. They're not unique patterns. They're just two of Ashley's creations of a traditional pattern, but he has just taken them beyond anything I've seen. I think these are two of the best I've seen. This one's the best. Don't tell Justin. Right. Take care, folks. Thank you so much for listening. I got that done pretty quickly. I thought I was going to go on and on, but there will be a follow-up review when I cut with it. I don't want to take the edge back until I've cut wood and things like that to see whether, I'm just going to leave it because it's a perfect thickness. There's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes I just like to take the edge back a little bit further, but I'll let you know what I do before I do it in another video. And Justin, thank you very much for leaving this with me. It's now free if you watch this video today. Free anytime you want to come and get it. Bet you share by tonight. Right, see you later. Bye now, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Have a great blooming life.